Hi, Yusra. Thank you for joining
Hi.
us on Rise Positive Birth Stories.
So I'll begin my story with the birth of my first baby, Yusuf. He was born in Pakistan, and there were quite a few things that that didn't really go well with his birth. First of all, he was separated right after birth, and he didn't come back to me even 3 to 4 hours later.
Do you know why?
Because the nursing staff over there, they had never attended birth before, and the doctor decided to do it on a Sunday.
Okay.
I was having pains the day before, and I wanted to go for a natural birth, but she said that we cannot attempt that because baby's head is too big. So the nursing staff, they had no idea what is supposed to be done after a baby is being born. Even they didn't clear his airways properly. So 3 to 4 hours later, he was not formula fed, he was not breastfed, nothing. And after that, I heard someone say that he's not breathing properly.
Okay.
So I was shocked, and then one doctor came, and he checked him, and immediately after that he was shifted to an ICU, and from there he stayed there around a week. And throughout that time, I was just quiet. I was feeling numb. There were a lot of people over there, so I was feeling exhausted. I was feeling
Like
overwhelmed. Yes,
Okay.
there were a lot of people in the room where we were.
Okay.
So I did not have the courage to ask anybody that I want my baby, that I want to breastfeed him, because I was feeling there was lack of privacy.
Okay. So it was a lot of other women who were also
They were
inpatients.
they were family and
visitors.
visitors.
Okay.
There were a lot of visitors. So definitely it was not a good experience. If I compare that time with Yunus' birth, there were far more complications. I had very low iron, and it was a VBAC within 2 years.
Okay.
So considering that, and I was breathless and everything.
You were what?
Breathless.
Breathless.
Yeah.
During labor, you mean?
No, just before labor, I was one day I experienced breathlessness.
Okay.
And for that, I was earlier visiting Burjeel Hospital.
Okay.
So I went there, and they did a couple of tests, and they thought that one of the tests didn't go well. The results weren't that good, so they kept me in the hospital for one day. And it was that day I decided that maybe I'm not prepared for birth this time. Also, I've not done any homework.
Okay.
So after that, I started researching. I joined some groups, and there's one group that is basically formed by a doula. And she got me in touch with the doula that works in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
And her name is Mighty, so she got to be my doula. She was very kind to work in my budget.
Okay.
And from there, she sent me a lot of things to read, a lot of exercises I can do at home. She
Like
even
physical exercises or mental exercises?
Physical exercises.
Okay.
Also, she gave me some affirmations to read, some positive things to get me in the positive state of mind. Because if anything, after 2 births, I've understood about birth is that while you are laboring, your state of mind is very important, and you need to be in a positive state of mind.
Okay, and so you felt you were able to manage?
Yeah, and for Yunus, it was like they tried for VBAC, and I was laboring for more than a day.
Okay.
And everything was going smoothly. I was having intense contractions and all that, and it was not painful at all for me, because the doula had educated me. I was happy, I was laughing, I was smiling, I was talking to everybody.
Okay.
But the thing was, my cervix was very posterior.
Okay.
So my labor was not bringing many changes that they want to see while because I was a VBAC candidate. So they can't give me a lot of time for labor. There's a restriction. And then what happened that they introduced Pitocin. And what that did was, started getting distressed.
Okay.
And I remember there was one time that he went into severe distress, and for a minute they were trying to, make him come back. So after that they decided to stop the pitocin, and then, but things didn't work out. We had to go for an emergency C-section.
Okay.
And but despite all of that, I had to have my baby. I was given him back suddenly, immediately after birth.
Okay.
And there was skin to skin, and he started breastfeeding as soon as he was born.
Oh, funny.
He was a healthy boy, and I was more than happy, even though I was drained, I was exhausted. Because I was up throughout, I was laboring, I was moving around, and I was active, and even the day before, but I wasn't feeling that bad as I felt with Yusuf, even though Yusuf was
You mean the recovery wasn't
yeah,
as bad? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you still found this a very positive experience?
Yes, I find it a very positive experience, because the only thing that I would want to change about it is that I would want to not obsess about having a natural delivery.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, all the medical interventions are in some way good, because they prevent any mishap that can happen with the baby, or the mother herself.
Yeah, they keep you safe.
Yeah, they keep us safe. So at the end of the day, I think it was a very positive experience for me, and I was really very happy. In fact, I was so happy that when I came back home, I was really missing that time. I was served breakfast, dinner, lunch, and I could order tea any time of the day, and they used to bring a piece of cake. So it was really, really amazing. And I think I must give the credit, most of the credit, to my doula, because she was really supportive. It was like a therapy session with her, in the entire labor. So yeah.
Amazing, great. How did you prepare yourself differently? So she sent you some resources, and you were doing research. Is there additional things?
So like I said, that I was not prepared in the beginning, but I started doing my research in the last trimester, when I was feeling very bad, very low because of the low iron levels.
Okay.
So yes, she sent me resources. So basically there were some exercises, there were some sleep positions, and basically taking the stairs, and a lot of things like walking, and things like that, to use gravity to bring the baby down.
Okay.
And to relax your body, so that the baby can fit into the optimal position for birth,
Right.
so that I can have the least pain.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was a side lying. I think it really helped me.
Side line release?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was because I used to get, I used to wake up at around 5 a.m. in the morning, and I used to have this terrible pain, as if my tummy is gonna burst open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And after I did the side lying, I don't know what happened, that pain was gone.
It tends to kind of make more space and release sometimes any tight ligaments. So yeah, great. That's nice to hear that you got some benefit. A lot of those spinning babies techniques, they just say like, oh, it made such a huge difference.
There were a lot of others. I can't recall all of them, but there were a lot of other things. Basically, there are three things, I think, for spinning babies. One is side lying, exaggerated side lying, and there were other two, I forgot.
Rebozo shifting and more leaning inversion. Did you go?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I did try, but it was kind of difficult because I was really bulky.
Yeah.
Because
and it feels a bit strange as well.
Yes.
To go so far upside down.
But I tried it, I tried it on this sofa.
Okay. Yeah. That's called the Three Sisters, the sideline release.
So my doula had arranged a substitute doula for me as well. So both of them were kind enough. They even offered me to completely take no, fee for doing everything. Yeah. So they were very kind. So hands down, hiring a doula, or if you cannot afford, or if you feel, if you are a shy person or you don't want someone else to be around, then make sure that your partner or whoever is going to be with you at the time of birth should have knowledge about birth. They should know what they are supposed to do, because having a partner or having anybody who has no idea about what their role should be is like, it's better to have no one then. Be it anyone, your mother, your sister, your husband, they should attend a few birth classes if they can, or maybe they can read up online and see what happens during birth, because it's gonna be a long process and you want someone to keep you motivated, at the times when there comes a time when you feel like you are doubting yourself, and you feel like you want to give up, or not necessarily give up, you feel vulnerable. Someone can force their opinions and on you easily. So you want someone to keep you motivated.
So as well as being knowledgeable about birth, maybe to have the same,
exactly,
understand what your preferences are.
So whenever I wanted to take a step, my doula used to tell me about the benefits and what I wanted my birth to be. She used to tell me that also, and it was good to have.
She reminded you?
Yeah, she reminded me every time. So I think it was the best decision I took for myself. I did not hire a nanny, I just booked a doula.
Yeah, well, and sometimes even if you're looking at the cost, like epidurals aren't covered always by insurance, and people don't know that. So like, would you rather have a doula or an epidural?
A doula, I would.
It's a similar price sometimes.
Even though I had to get an epidural for the cesarean, and when my baby was...
Well, that would be covered by insurance.
Yes, it is.
If it's needed for the surgery, But just, it's another aspect to consider. What surprised you most about the whole experience?
That I was capable of doing it, because with Yusuf, I was so scared about only one thing, the labor pains, and I asked everybody, and somebody even told me that it's like you are sacrificing the animal, the kind of sound that it makes, you will feel the same, and and there were then I saw all those YouTube videos with, it's okay to scream, I have no problem, but everybody is different. Maybe your way of handling, I wouldn't even call it pain, they were beautiful contractions, and they are just like something that Allah has given you the power to deal with. So don't be scared, that is the main thing that I learned from both the experiences, and that the thing that I felt best about was that I was capable of doing it, and I was happy, and I was not miserable throughout the birth. It was the best thing that I learned.
So how did you feel afterwards then?
I was feeling amazing, because just the recovery from epidural, you do feel a lot of pain and everything. Just the night was not that great, but the other day I was feeling very, very nice, and it got better every day, every single day. The day I was discharged, I was feeling so happy. I don't know if it was a side effect of one of the drugs they gave us. I don't know, but I was feeling extremely happy. When I came back home, I went with Yusuf to one of the store in front of our house, and I got him a toy, and even my husband noticed that I was extremely happy, and I was extremely positive.
Great. So how did you mentally feel different before and after the second birth?
Yes, mentally, first time I was feeling like I was failing as a mother, totally, and because I was not able to breastfeed, and there was no lactation consultant, and I was seriously feeling like I'm failing miserably.
Yes, difficult.
And with Yunus, I felt empowered. I felt like I know everything, So
the information made a big difference.
Yes, the information made a big difference. The presence of someone positive made a big difference,
During the birth.
Yes, during the birth. And having privacy, Yusuf, having my birth wishes being respected,
Okay.
Yeah, that's also, I think after my doula, the best decision I took was to birth in a hospital that is best equipped to deal with VBACs. That is Cornish Hospital. It was amazing. Their staff, even the midwife, after Yunus was born, they were giving him for skin to skin. So I was reluctant. I said, maybe I have a cold sore. What if he catches it? And, in my mind, I was thinking, what if he falls sick again?
Okay.
Oh, what if he falls sick like his big brother?
Right.
But Alhamdulillah, everything went well. The midwife, she assured me that it's nothing to be worried about. They gave me, the midwife and the doula together, they gave me a lot of confidence.
Right.
And it was amazing. If you ask me, I would relive that moment again and again and again.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice to hear. Even though it was a cesarean, but
yes.
I was so happy.
Even though it was an emergency cesarean, even though I did not like that part when my baby went into distress, but apart from that, everything, even my gynecologist, Dr. Elizabeth, she was amazing. Even she gave me, so much confidence.
And it probably they were giving you information along the way and
yes.
knew what was going on. Yeah.
So I had a birth plan, and she also educated me about every single point that I had written down.
Okay. Great.
So it was an excellent hospital altogether.
Do you have other advice for mothers?
So I have a few advices. First one is that please don't be scared. Don't always read negative reviews and watch videos online, because I asked someone that why is it that nobody says, or just a few people say that birth is a good thing, birth is not that painful and it's something that we can handle. Why is it that nobody tells us that? So they said that people love drama, and only the dramatic things are being posted.
Okay.
The positive reviews, even I posted about my experience a while after Yunus was born, because I forgot about it. So the good things need to be out. And my advice for the mothers is to be extremely happy at the time of the birth. I remember I just isolated my feelings. I just blocked all the feelings, all the negative feelings, all the negative emotions I just did not think about anybody else. While I was laboring, I was only thinking about myself and my baby. I was making videos. I was watching Yusuf's videos. I was thinking of something funny. I was just in a positive state of mind.
Okay.
And breathe during labor. Breathing, it's also very helpful. Staying hydrated, I remember I read a research that it helps a lot with labor, and I drank a lot of water. It's so much so that before giving me epidural, they did not even have to hydrate me.
Okay.
So drink a lot of water and stay active and stay in a positive state of mind. Take care of yourself, because it's gonna be a long journey after the baby is being born. We focus too much on birth and we don't think about what will happen next.
To have a bit of a postpartum plan.
Yes.
How would you, because you're mentioning keep a positive state of mind, do you have tips for doing that?
So yes, I do have tips for doing that, because I myself, I am a very sensitive person. So I feel everything, I get upset about everything. But just in those few days, I watched a lot of funny things.
Okay.
And I deliberately, tried to be very positive, and I went just before the day I was admitted, I went to parlor. I took time to myself, did some pampering.
Okay.
And it all really helped to keep me in a positive state of mind.
Yeah, it's a bit of mindfulness, so
yes.
And it's a lot of work sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just separate yourself from all the work that needs to be done, from the routine. Because if you are going to follow the same routine and just at the time of birth you go to the hospital, you're not going to be feeling prepared. Okay. So you should take a little at least a day off
to detach a bit.
Yeah. So nobody even asked for the birth plan, and even I forgot about it.
Okay.
But for most part of it, I think because the hospital really has the highest number of VBAC cases, successful VBAC cases, and because I had a doula, a lot of the things were being taken care of. Like they had to monitor me, thoroughly, continuously, because it was VBAC. But I was drinking so much water that I had to use washroom after every 20-25 minutes. So then after that, I used to ask them, or the doula mostly used to ask them, what if we take a walk? And then we used to take a long walk, and we used to take the stairs, and then we used to skip some stairs and do all that, do other exercises also, do the birth ball, so to make the baby come down.
You're trying to bring on some
Yeah.
But when you realized we're going to go for an emergency cesarean, how did you feel about that? Because you're having a very positive experience. But
so in that moment, I lost. I think I would say I lost control over my mind. I was because it was when you hear that your baby is in distress, and especially when he was in distress for a whole minute, and when I was surrounded by the entire team of the hospital, it took a bit of I was shaken by that experience.
Sure.
And after that I started shivering and all that, and it wasn't that great, only that particular moment. But soon afterwards I was taken for the cesarean. There were a lot of people. The anesthesiologist, I asked her to talk to me, she talked to me.
Okay.
And then the doula was holding my hand. And cesarean doesn't take a lot of time. So after that Yunus was born, I was really relieved, and I was happy that he's a healthy boy.
Okay. So what's your advice for mothers who might have that same experience, where they're planning for one thing and something else happened?
I think it's the only regret I have for my birth this time. Just go in with with an open mind.
Okay.
You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything, and you don't want to be obsessing so much about natural birth that it can harm your baby.
Yeah.
So cesarean should also be in your mind as an option, as something that can happen and that can save the life of you and your baby.
And still be a positive.
Yeah, it can still be a positive. You don't feel a thing while you are undergoing cesarean. You get to see your baby immediately.
So you got the epidural not knowing that you were going to need a cesarean?
Yes, but it was most likely, because the doctors were telling me that we will only wait for half an hour or 20 minutes. He's going into distress again and again, and it's not good for the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was so I don't know, I was so numb, and I was so confused that I just still wanted the natural birth. I was so much fascinated by the natural birth.
Okay.
Yes, that I was really obsessing about it.
It sounds like they gave you the time to process it a bit.
Yes, they did. They respected everything that I wanted. They did not force anything on me. That now, even when he went into distress, there was nothing like don't take the risk, get the cesarean done, get the baby out. There was nothing like that. Every time a group of doctors will come, they will try to talk to me, they will try to convince me, or even not convince me, they will try to ask me what I want, what I still wanted.
Okay.
So that was the best part. Like in that entire experience, I felt like I was important. What I want is important. So I felt like I was in charge of my birth.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very helpful, I feel. Otherwise things just happen and you don't know why.
Yes.
Great.
You need to be confident. Birth is not difficult. I cannot comment on the pushing birth part, but I did experience all the stages of labor.
Okay.
And the contractions are beautiful. Every time if you think that you are getting closer to meeting your baby, you won't feel a thing. Even if you feel a thing, I think God has given you the capability to handle it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Lovely
much.
to meet you all.